Let's go. Let's go. Now, class is in session. We're going to have a pop test so that we can debunk Lori Harvey and her issues. And we're going to make sure that she's telling the truth with everything that I've taught you guys. We will go through the Lori Harvey PCOS scenario together. You guys will get tested and quizzed on whether she's telling the truth or not, because you are well educated.
Bright goodness, little hunk of gorgeousness across from us, Lori Harvey. For those of you that have been living under a rock, Lori is an amazing model. She's an actress. You had a beauty brand. You've had this incredibly big life since you were little. So I'm just honestly, I'm grateful and thankful for the women like you.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm live, man, doing class for these niggas. I'm pop quizzing
On our podcast and talk about.
I'm gonna be in the background, but I'm in the sticks.
Let's start off by saying, let's talk about PCOS and endometriosis, and we're going to dive really deeply into that today.
Well, I'm really excited for just this conversation to be being had because I feel like it's a topic that is not being had. I mean, of course, me and my friends talk about it, but all of us go see Dr. A. So,
okay, first line of order. It's not a topic. It's not a topic that that sisters talk about. She talk about it with her friends, but not with her men's. Not with her men's. You understand? Not with her men's. So this is a topic that is taken away from you guys. And they laugh about it, and it's a big joke.
I feel like it's a topic that is not being had. I mean, of course, me and my friends talk about it, but all of us go see Dr. A. So,
right. But what about the men? So what you'll notice in this conversation is men will never come up as somebody who's taking the brunt of this shit.
We all are able to have these conversations with each other, but then when I go and I visit my friends back home in Atlanta or in Memphis or wherever, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And so I think this is a very, very important conversation because so many of us are suffering with it, and we all need to.
So many of us are suffering with it. They want you guys to accept Bad Box and accept them as being the sufferer, not giving a fuck about what happened to you while she, quote unquote, didn't know. You damn sure didn't know. And once she knew, she didn't tell you. So you have never had the option to say, yo, sis, slow down. Like, I could find better.
One, be unified, one, be heard. And everybody should be able to feel at home in their body, you know?
How did you meet this one?
So it's so funny. I actually met her through my mom. So she called me. We were just catching up, and she was telling me she was coming to LA. And she was like, yeah, I just have all my appointments. And I was like, oh, what appointments do you have? And she's like, I got to go to the doctor. I need to see my gyno, blah, blah, blah. She's running down the list. And so when she said gyno, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been so frustrated. I've been going to my gynecologist because I just been feeling like something's off in my body. But every time I go to her, she's like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Nothing's wrong. And I was like, but I don't feel fine. Like, I feel like something is just off. But
have we ever heard this before? Have we ever heard this before? A lot of women walk around feeling off. But do the men know that? Are they willing to share that info with men? Yo, I'm feeling off today, HD Live. What you mean, sis? X, Y, and Z. Now, HD Live has the opportunity to either care about your shit and the opportunity to use it against you later. So you're not going to tell HD Live. You're going to make HD Live think that you're good, you're perfect, and you're wholesome.
Obviously, I don't know what it is. And so she's like, oh, come see Dr. A. She's amazing. Like, if there is something wrong, she'll be able to find it and tell you. And so I remember the first appointment I had, I'm thinking, it's just going to be a normal routine checkup. And she's like, oh, honey, let me tell you, there's quite a few things going on here. And so that's when she told me I had PCOS. That's when she told me I had endometriosis. I used to have the most excruciating periods of my life. Checkup. And she's like, oh, honey, let me tell you, there's quite a few things going on here. And so that's when she told me I had PCOS. That's when she told me I had endometriosis. There's quite a few things going on here. And so that's when she told me I had PCOS. That's when she told me I had endometriosis. I used to have the most excruciating things going on here. And so that's when she told me I had PCOS. That's when she told me I had endometriosis. I used to have the most excruciating periods of my life.
That's what we're saying here, guys. We have taken beauty away. It doesn't matter how the woman look. We have broken this stuff down to a science. She will tell you the same story a bitch that look but ugly look. She's going to say. See, we have taken the beauty away. This is about understanding. Well, she had the most excruciating periods. Well, did you tell the man that you was making love to that? Because if you did, he would be with you right now. These are the type of things that they use against you guys. Oh, my period, and I'm down and I'm dumping, and in a week before my period, I'll be fucked up, and I change my ways and my hormonal imbalance and this and that and that and this. And if you're not an educated man on box, she get to play with you.
If like every single time I felt like I needed to go to the hospital, just like crazy cramps. I'm taking like 800 milligram ibuprofen, nothing.
800 milligram ibuprofen every month, contaminating her body with drugs, just like every other bitch. This is your queen. Because she's willing to mask the problem so that she could continue to do what she do and live her life. You see? Instead of going to get fixed, even with money.
Is working, like heating, like it's just like was debilitating. And I just always thought it was normal. They'd be like, oh, just take some Tylenol, you'll be fine. And I'm like, there's no way this is normal.
Yeah.
Take some Tylenol, you will be fine. That's why we did the show. What we do, we did the show, said Tylenol is in these bitches way before pregnancy. They've been taking Tylenol way before pregnancy. They pop Tylenol like Skittles. So yes, Trump was right. They pop Tylenol. This ain't got nothing to do with pregnancy. They just take it.
Taking like 800 milligram ibuprofen, nothing is working, like heating, like it's just like was debilitating. And I just always thought it was normal. They'd be like, so tell me I had PCOS. That's when she told me I had endometriosis. I used to have the most excruciating periods of my life. Like every single time I felt like I needed to go to the hospital, just like crazy cramps. I'm taking like 800 milligram ibuprofen, nothing is working, like heating, like it's just like was debilitating. And I just always thought it was normal. They'd be like, oh, just take some Tylenol, you'll be fine. And I'm like, there's no way this is normal. Yeah. And she told me, she's like, yeah, babe, you're right. It was not normal. And I'm so sorry that you've just been living with this and people have been telling you that this is just how it's supposed to be, because it's not. So she literally changed my life.
I love that. I hear this all the time. She changed my life. She saved my life.
But we're talking about Lori Harvey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's what hurts me. That's why I have you guys come here, because if you cannot get someone to listen to you and diagnose you correctly, right, do you think other women have a chance?
Exactly.
They don't.
Yeah. And so what were your symptoms other than painful periods that you started noticing after you got your period?
My weight fluctuated like crazy. I would diet for weeks and weeks and weeks, like working out twice a day, only eating carbs if I'm doing like my second workout day, like just like crazy, right? To get.
Now remember, she's saying she's doing all of this. What does that take time from? It takes time from the man. And what is driving all of that? The welfare of her pussy. She don't know. Well, she do know that she got bad pussy. She's trying to fight it without having to go to the doctor. But the man don't know.
After you got your period?
My weight fluctuated like crazy. I would diet for weeks and weeks and weeks, like working out twice a day, only eating carbs if I'm doing like my second workout day, like just like crazy, right? To get to my goal weight. And then I go on vacation for a week. I just like eat a little bit of whatever I want and I blow up like crazy. Like I didn't do anything for the past 2 months, which was all.
I go on vacation and I eat whatever I want. That's what they all do, right? Right?
Eat a little bit of whatever I want and I blow up like crazy. Like I didn't do anything for the past 2 months, which was also very sad and very disheartening because it's like, darn, I did all this work and then immediately blow back up. But again, everyone's telling me that this is normal and like, oh, maybe, maybe you have food allergies or maybe this or maybe that. Come to find out, I'm doing my blood work and they're like, yeah, you're not allergic to anything. So I'm like, okay, something's not adding up here. My body's
right. Your pussy ain't shit. Right.
It's trying to tell me something, but I'm not getting the answers that I need. And then even just down to like all the tests that Dr. A would run, my other gynecologist was not doing that on me. And so
how old were you when you started noticing all these changes? Like with your weight and with the painful periods? And
it definitely since I was a teenager.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, we was waiting for that answer. Class, where we at, man? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where my class at, B? Where's my class? Where's the class at? I want to know. When is the normal time when women know that their box is bad? I got a pop test quiz. It's a pop test quiz. Talk to me, class. Talk to me. When do sisters know that their box is bad?
Like with your
What if your small business could run a TV ad on the #1 streaming platform in America?
Talk to me,
Well,
son.
now
On me. And so
how old were you when you started noticing all these changes?
How old do women normally be when they notice that their box is not like other women's good box? When do they notice? See, because this is the question. This question is a good one. This is the one that lets everybody know they knew she knew she was giving out bad box before she started this journey. Before she started this journey. How old are women when they normally know that their box are not operating normal like other women's box? How old do they normally be? That's a question. Pop quiz, pop quiz.
gynecologist was not doing that on me. And so
how old were you when you started noticing all these changes? Like with your weight and with the painful period?
How old? How old do they normally be? How old do they normally be when they know that they're giving out bad box during their whole whore phase? How old do they be when they know, willingly know?
Period. How old were you when you started noticing all these changes?
like not doing that on me. And so
how old were you when you started noticing all these changes?
How old? How old? Pop quiz, pop quiz. How old? When do they know? How old? Do they give the box away their whole 20s knowing that it's bad, hoping to fleece? Or do they never know anything? Pop quiz. Let's go, let's go.
Like with your weight and with the painful periods? And
it definitely.
Matter of fact. Pop quiz in real life.
Definitely since I was a teenager.
Wow.
Maybe probably I'd say like 16.
Did you have acne?
I did. And my skin is super sensitive already. So I'd have like really bad acne. My skin's super reactive. I have rosacea. So any little thing, my skin will react, get really red, really splotchy, rashes, crazy acne. So I would get like, little like facial hair. I'd have like one little long hair that would grow out of my chin, one long.
There we go, guys. There you have it. Everything I've taught you. It's not a game.
So I would get like, little like facial hair. I'd have like one little long hair that would grow out of my chin, one long one on my chest. And I was like, what's happening?
Every time I speak to a PCOS patient, whether they're my relatives or my patients, when you listen to them, a lot of these symptoms obviously start during their teenage years, the most sensitive time in a girl's life.
Right. When she should be realizing that when she get out here ready to do her thing, a man should love her for more than her box because it ain't shit. So, yeah, the doctor is right. And with the reprogramming and the fucked up programming, they end up like Lori Harvey later down the line, really messed up, not taking care of themselves. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Right? You're trying to learn more about your body, to get comfortable in your body, get used to your periods. And there's so many things going on. And on top of that, you add acne, weight fluctuations, mood changes, PMS, whatever it is, different people have different symptoms. But the one thing that hurts me the most is how, when dismissed, PCOS patients start having disordered eating. Why would you have to starve yourself and don't eat carbs when you're 14? That's not fair.
Exactly.
That's not fair. You're doing it because nothing else is working. And then you diet doesn't work. You're exercising, you're killing yourself, and your skinny friend is eating whatever she wants.
Yeah.
So it's so frustrating. And I always say, if you knock on the doors of these eating disorder centers, a lot of these PCOS patients are sitting behind it. Girls who are not privileged, don't have access, don't have educated parents who can take them to doctors. And, they end up being in these eating disorder centers, getting psychiatric help. And no one says, wait a minute, maybe there's a hormone imbalance. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. But doc, you don't understand. And you don't understand what happened is they don't want their box to be labeled bad. It plays with the psyche. At that point, they know the truth. They rather just blame it on therapy and all this other stuff. You see? They don't want the truth, doc. You got to understand that. They want to be able to fleece the brothers. Simple as that, doc.
And that's what hurts me to my core. So every time someone says, I used to diet, why should you diet when you're 14? That's not fair. It's not fair.
How many sisters do you have?
3 sisters.
Did they suffer in the same way? I mean, because sometimes I know I have one sister that has had PCOS, which we found out since we've gotten to know Thais. And the 3 of us were just never suffered from any weight issues. And then she, was 180 pounds in high school. It was like this very different. I mean, she just
so
looks
hard
different.
too.
One of my oldest sisters has PCOS, but it's something I think that's developed as she's gotten older. It wasn't something that she really struggled with when she was younger.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Do not walk on this.
That's right. Once you know the truth, ain't no other way around it. And a lot of times they rather not know the truth. You understand? It be like that. Sorry.
Street and say PCOS
all the time.
PCOS.
Even in conversation, if one of my friends is telling me something, they're like, "Oh, I'm getting this, I'm getting that." I'm like, "Do you have PCOS?" And they're like,
"No, that's how we are." But you don't want men to be educated like that.
I don't know. I'm like, you should get tested. You should check and see.
Sometimes I talk to people, like I go to an event and I'm speaking to someone, and the event is around PCOS, and this woman talking to me, she's like, "Well, I don't have it," and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, yes, you do."
Actually,
hello. That's the education that I promote for you men, so that you can be able to say it. And I want you niggas to know something. They only get to talk like this amongst themselves. Why is a man not invited? Why is a professional not invited? See, it's a whole nother side to this conversation, son. It's a whole nother side.
I have news for you.
I have some news for you.
Yeah, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about it, and she's completely dismissing her own symptoms.
And even when, Dr. A diagnosed me and my mom were learning about it together because she had never heard of it. It wasn't something that she had struggled with, but it's so interesting because so many of my friends struggle with PCOS.
There we go. What I teach you niggas, they always tell on each other. What I teach you niggas, always telling on each other. Name them bitches. So niggas can know who got the bad box. Protect your brother.
And it's something that none of us were educated on. And we all kind of were just suffering in silence because it's like, we didn't know what it was. We're just kind of like all living with this thing and nobody's getting treated for it.
Well, we call it the silent epidemic because there's a lot of shame involved in it.
Right.
That, the weight gain, the acne, the hair on your face, the inflammation in your body. It's sort of not talked about. First of all, people until very recently didn't even know what it was. So there was this feeling of that. And then the other part,
They still don't,
but we're
HC Live, what's good? Unmute.
working on it. We're working on it.
What's good with you?
Shame that's attached to it. It's sort of as what I look at with menopause, how that used to be. There was a lot of shame about going into menopause. It was, we didn't talk about it. And then now there's been this revolution. And I think PCOS, my hope, and I know your hope is that we're changing that and that we're shining a light, and having you on this podcast is such a step in that right direction, where a little girl in Atlanta, Georgia can see this podcast or listen to this podcast or see your Instagram and really say, hey, if this gorgeous, amazing person could go through this and come out the other side and be this, then I have a shot. And I think that's, it makes me really emotional.
HD Live.
Yo, I'm right here.
What's good, man?
Yo, do you hear? The thing that's funny to me is how she trying to be so innocent with it. Like, you had PCOS all this time. Now we know what. Now we see why Lori Harvey been going from dude to dude. Like, you had bad box.
Right.
This shit makes all perfect sense. And how your mom is a known queen pin and she couldn't help you keep your boxes.
Let me ask you this. So why you think they don't invite men to conversations like this?
They don't tell men about this because, like you said, that'll be something we can use again. It's not even about being able to look at chicks. Look, being able to look at chicks with bad box is just like a dude with a little meat. So he not gonna tell a chick he got a little meat. He going, make you. He gonna make you, play the game, and then when he there, he gonna be like, all right, well, what you gonna do? That's how chicks look at they bad box. So they not gonna tell you. You gotta just wait till they whip it out, and then you gotta just see what. You gotta see if you can peep it. If you can't peep it, then they on this damn man. The oohs and ahs. Yo, you know how many times I used to hear chicks do that shit? I used to, I'm like, I'm beating the guts up the whole time. This chick had fibroids. Come on, man. You know what that do to a man's psyche? So where we go from here? Because Lori ain't got a good box. God damn. Hello? Yeah, where you go? You?
Oh, I thought you were speaking, man. Now you ain't.
Oh, my bad. I be trying, man. Ain't you the same one that be telling me I talk too much? I'm giving you a chance to speak.
No, you're right, but you gotta understand. This is right up your alley, son. It's all good.
Listen. And then you want me going to rant right quick? All right.
Nah, I want to ask you questions about, I want to pop quiz your education. Hold on. Because if men want to have children, and if they know ahead of time these bitches, women struggle to do that, they will not entertain them. You understand?
Thinking about it, because like you said, Lori Harvey couldn't get the right answers, and you had access to anybody in the whole world, and it took this one chance in your life in that moment talking to your mom who didn't know what PCOS was, or probably endometriosis at the time, and then you met this one over here who happens to be the leading expert.
Yeah.
And then once you started treating her and everything started, your body started working again, all of these things, how is it different?
I feel like just as women, it's so normalized for us to kind of just suffer in silence. And so, I had seen doctors in Atlanta when I was there. I saw a few doctors in LA when I moved here. And when you keep
suffering in
telling
silence so
these
you
doctors
can
who are supposed to be
please
there to help
connect.
you that
Yo,
you don't feel
you
right,
know,
and
it's a lot of
something's
women
wrong,
out
they'll
here
tell you
with,
you're fine.
man.
It's almost like, you're getting
like
gaslit, and so then you start questioning yourself, and so then you start to normalize all of these feelings, thinking, okay, cool, they're saying I'm okay and everything's fine, so I guess this is something that I just have to live with and just figure out how I can balance it. But then kind of like to Dr. A's point, you develop these almost disorders with eating, and then you have this weird relationship with food, and you have this weird relationship with working out, because it's like you're going so hard to reach your goals, and then you get to that point, and then you have one ground zero. So once I met Dr. A, she got me diagnosed, and she was like, okay, cool, we're gonna get you on metformin, which completely changed my life. It just like regulated my blood sugar and literally got my body to normal, to where I can eat normally, work out normally, and I'm not gaining weight or losing weight at an alarming rate. Everything is just normal. My hormones are leveled out, and I'm like, oh, I feel good in my body finally for once, and I feel like what I should have been feeling like at 16.
I say there are like core systems that work together and interact with one another. And that's why PCOS patients all have different symptoms, because these core systems affect different people differently, and they interact differently in different patients. The first system is the brain ovary axis. It's the hormones. In PCOS patients, generally speaking, the hormone secretion from the brain is a little off. So they get more secretion of the LH versus the FSH.
It's not always their fault, but it's like things you can do.
The release of androgens from the ovaries that can affect your period. So that's number one. And a lot of that part of it, that's why, if you talk to doctors, they give you birth control pill, which is fine, because the birth control pill can actually help this happen. The second core system is insulin resistance. At its core,
a certain discipline you gotta have. You get what I'm saying?
And 75% of them,
they think they ain't gotta have
you
it.
live
Like,
with
I
diabetes.
don't gotta
You
take
are
care of my
making
pussy.
decisions constantly.
Bread for the table.
Bread?
gain weight.
I take care of it.
Because you had a good diet, you exercised. Do you know what I'm saying? So you are not an extreme case of PCOS. There are extreme cases of PCOS out there that are just devastating to watch. But this insulin resistance at its core means that your body does not process carbohydrate like the person next to you. So when you eat carbohydrates and your body breaks it down into glucose, glucose stimulates your pancreas to release a hormone called insulin. The job of insulin is it opens up the receptors on the surface of the cell. The receptors grab the sugar, put it into the cell where it turns into energy. This is what's supposed to happen. But PCOS patients have insulin resistance. I have insulin resistance. A lot of people have it. You don't have to have PCOS to have insulin resistance. But what happens is when we eat carbohydrates,
she was like, babe, it was rushed because it was so big and I was supposed to be traveling to Paris for
that's
work.
what it is.
And she was like, absolutely, I cannot let you get on a plane if this bursts.
And hers was really big.
Yeah.
Did it hurt before that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like super swollen. I was irritable. I was breaking out. It was all these things. And I was like, what is happening to me? And she was like, when she was checking me out, she literally told me my ovaries were so swollen. And
got a lot of eggs.
She's a lucky.
Hold on.
She's a lucky. Well, you say that PCOS patients have a lot of eggs, but is the quality great?
Yes.
She's got endometriosis. So
yes, but her endometriosis has been suppressed since I met her.
Mhm.
So when you suppress endometriosis, you can basically, instead of destroying the eggs, as you bring down the inflammation around the ovaries, you calm down that inflammation so you don't get this decline in the egg count and quality. That's why at her age, she's 28, she has tons of eggs and they're amazing quality. Now,
but she still yells at me, so I need to freeze my eggs soon. I'm going to do that.
She got to freeze her eggs. Yo, she got to freeze her eggs.
Hold up. I want to They jumped over so much stuff with the insulin resistance and the glucose and the breaking the carbohydrates down. Your body, when it break down carbohydrates, it got to break down sugars down and transform them to glucose because they're not glucose. They make it sound like that it's part of it. Carbohydrates are not a part of a natural diet. So your body struggles not only to break it down, then transform it, then use what it can, and the rest. They ain't talking about the yeast that's in there. Yeast is a living thing. They get yeast infections. So you putting these living things inside of you, and it's growing foreign entities in your body. This is what the doctors ain't telling them. You see what I'm saying? So they just glossed over all of that, talking about all of them. Everybody with endometriosis is insulin resistant. That's because everybody is eating too much bread. Everybody. Too much fruit. Everybody. Too many vegetables. Everybody is.
And let me add something, that nagger. She also trying to keep it all pretty. You gotta realize she's embarrassed by even having to come out and say this shit. So she trying to make it sound all cute, like, yeah, I got a bad body. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, so, listen, shorty, you know how many black women look up to this shit? You dig? You know how many black women wish they could be her? So for this to come out, bro, this just shows you we winning still. We still win. Like, even your best 304s is falling to the wall. Like, this shit is crazy.
Well, they ain't even making it to the wall. They done fell before they hit the wall. She been dealing with this while she was a teenager.
Right.
So, like, she ain't even making it to the wall. She used and abused. It ain't got nothing to do with who done smashed her. I know hoes who done had children with 5 different niggas. You know what I mean? It's not. Why do you think crackheads out here being able to have all these children? They don't eat as much as everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So their body is having time to break down all the bullshit they do eat. But when you eating bullshit 2 or 3 times a day, your body ain't got no time to get rid of that. She talking about she work out twice a day. That shit don't matter. Your fucking intestines is being strained by the bullshit you taking in.
Man, listen. I just want to see what their excuse be when they finally bring this shit up. Cause this shit going mainstream.
So she said the doctor's yelling at her because she got to freeze her eggs.
Eggs, and they're amazing quality. Now,
but she still yells at me, so I need to freeze my eggs soon. I'm going to do that for sure within the next year. I'm going to do that.
30 years old already.
The next year, I'm gonna freeze my eggs because my box ain't shit.
That's sad. And she only like 30 years old, right? She only like 30. Wow.
Yeah, but see, you might see on the outside, we see this fine hourglass shaped lady, but you got to realize that the inside, her gut, it's like a person who smokes cigarettes, how their lungs be black. You get sludge around your fucking arteries and around your organs that is called visceral fat. That's what all these carbs and shit create, and you might not be able to see it and recognize that it's there because your adipose tissue is a low count. But the rest of the fat inside of her is obviously fucking straining the system. So it don't matter how good your eggs are if when you get pregnant right alongside your baby growing, it's this fucking alien.
Fucked up.
They sell, I don't know why they think it's a game with this trash. New York ain't playing.
There's no way in hell when she grew up she thought she would have to freeze her eggs.
I think it's the 70s.
No way in hell.
Bring the do I need the shovel?
What hurts me is egg freezing is so expensive. When you're young and your eggs are great, not many people can afford egg freezing.
Yeah.
$10,000 to $15,000 in LA. If you go to Bay Area or other cities, it can go up to $30,000. Which 25-year-old, 28-year-old, 30-year-old, who can afford this? No one can afford it.
So your pussy got a cost. Look at her. Look at what you got to do for your pussy. You just can't make love and get pregnant. Come on. But you better than a crackhead. Come on, man. I don't subscribe to that, guys. I don't see how she's better than a crackhead if she can't even make a baby.
Exact. Listen, and this is what they don't want you to know, bro. This is what the whole fleece is about. Let me get this dude to put me on a pedestal before he find out what it really is.
That's fucked.
Come on, bro. It's all a hustle. That's why they get mad at men that can get it for free. He ain't give you nothing. He ain't pay. You ain't get shit. You ain't make him. It's all about making them. They gotta feel like they got the better end of the deal. So if you got bad box, but you still trying to fleece, you gonna be the most wickedest person out here. Like you gonna be the most, because you waking up every day knowing like.
So hold on, brother. Hold on. So now she got to freeze her eggs. So what you think she gonna do? She gonna get a husband to marry her and then do the egg freezing? What you think she gonna do? Or she gonna buy some other?
Gonna do what she been doing. She looking for foreign niggas now. She on the UK niggas. She ain't no American nigga gonna wife her dumb ass.
Let me ask you another question. Do you think she should just say, "Yo, guys, I'm the sex toy that you always wanted me to be now"?
She ain't going, man. She ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
It'll mess up Steve Harvey's name.
Okay.
I mean, she already a sex toy.
Right.
She already been passed through all them.
Like she still can have a
baby.
baby.
Pay attention, listen. Nobody comes out about it. Nobody talks shit about it. If you pay attention, nobody ever brings up her stuff. So she's protected.
She got a baby?
Protected. I don't think she got a baby. What I'm saying is nobody brought up her past. So obviously she's protected. She been fucking with Diddy's son.
All right. That Naga, what you were saying?
I'm just saying, like, she already been ran through by all them celebrities, bro. Like, it don't matter if nobody is saying it. You know, she been with this one, that one, and the third. Like, I heard an old lady say after one dude back in the day, if you slept with more than one guy, you was considered a whore. Think about that. So we gotta quit. We gotta quit giving them this slack to where they think 2 or 3 men, they ain't hoes out here. You a hoe if you've been sleeping with multiple men. Multiple is 2.
Dang.
And brothers just unaccepted this shit. Quit accepting.
When you're young and you have eggs, you can't afford it. When you're old and you can afford it, you don't have eggs.
Well, and I also say, like, we just try our damnedest in our teens and our 20s to not get pregnant.
Exactly.
There we go. That Naga HD Live. This is what we teach. We like to expose systemic programming within the gladiator BW and the female species in Northern America or Western Hemisphere. And we show you the looks on their faces when they see the systemic programming has bit them in the ass, and they are not capable of giving a man a 2 to 3 child family that a successful man should have. Your thoughts, players?
Man, I honestly think they done made a pact.
All right, well, watch it one more time. Watch this one more time.
Well, and I also say, like, we just try our damnedest in our teens and our 20s to not get pregnant.
Exactly.
And then in our 30s and our 40s when we're ready, it's like, dear Lord, let this work out for me. And you're right. It's sort of, you know, your career is happening in your 20s. You're figuring out how you are. You're testing this guy and this guy and this guy.
Down. Do anybody understand what the fuck we talking about now?
They being a hoe in their 20s, bro. They being a hoe.
Oh yeah, she out here talking about she got endometriosis and all that. I'm like, no wonder you.
Hold on.
No wonder you get around.
Do you understand? They're telling you that they're hoes. They're testing, and they've been systemically programmed to be a whore. One more time. Can't disagree, but what's good? They are all hoes before legal age, so you have zero chance of finding anything past 18. Facts.
Egg freezing is so expensive.
Yo, y'all want this
When
to
you're
the
young
corner?
and your eggs are great, not many people can afford egg freezing.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
$10,000 to $15,000
Oh,
in
you-
LA. If you go to Bay Area or other cities, it can go up to 30,000. Which 25-year-old, 28-year-old, 30-year-old,
Right.
who can afford this? No one can afford it. When you're young and you have eggs, you can't afford it. When you're old and you can afford it, you don't have eggs.
Well, and I also
Yeah.
say, like, we just try our damnedest in our teens and our 20s to not get pregnant.
Exactly.
And then in our 30s and our 40s, when we're ready,
want
it's
it.
like, dear Lord, let this work out for
Yeah.
me. And you're right. It's sort of, you know, your career is happening in your 20s. You
30s
figure out
and
who you
your
are.
40s.
You're testing this guy and this guy and this guy. You're kissing a lot of frogs. Like,
Yeah.
you're trying to find your prince. And then maybe in your 30s, and for me, it was my 40s, you know, that's when it happens. And then you have such a hard time getting pregnant. And then you throw PCOS
But
underneath
she
your
will get
son.
pregnant
Yes.
on
There's
her
no
own. So
way.
I will
There's no way these women can sit here and try to argue and say men don't know anything about the woman's reproductive system and all of that crap when they talking about in our 30s and 40s, when in your late 30s is the worst time to ever try to get pregnant because it's literally called a geriatric pregnancy. So why are they trying to do that in the first place? That is decreasing their but they be first to say, oh, you don't know anything about a woman's reproductive. Like, you don't either. If you're thinking you should get pregnant after 35.
Well, you heard what she said. Your career. You got to try.
No, what career? Man, 50% of these women out here yell career and they ain't doing shit. They work at fucking Applebee's, bro. They work at fucking.
Dear Lord, let this work out for me.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's sort of, you know, your career is happening in your 20s. You figure out how you are. You're testing this guy and this guy and this guy. You're kissing a lot of frogs. Like, you're trying to find your prince. And then maybe in your 30s, and for me, it was my 40s. You know,
That's the programming. I mean, we hear it over and over. They offer men shit.
Do not buy. Return to sender.
Men don't get it. I don't see how men don't get it.
Because a lot of these men been box deprived to where they accept anything. And that's on them.
This is wild. They're telling you, I want to be a whore and hope that it all works out after the fact. But when I do hope, I'm praying, may I please get pregnant? What do I got to offer that man? A slow baby and one good one, if that.
It's like Disagreeable said, bruh. Before they're even 18, when they in middle school and high school, a lot of them getting ran through by the football team, basketball team.
But in our day, them bitches still had babies back after a while.
They still had babies. That's true, because so much of the bullshit food wasn't everywhere.
Right.
Like, you had real food still, but now the bullshit food is everywhere. People's lifestyle is out of a box or a restaurant. Like, you talking about going to eat these high cost meals at these high dollar restaurants. All of it come from the same prepackaged store. Factories and shit. It ain't different food. It's the same food for a different price.
It's just the hype. It's all about the glitz and glam with niggas. It's all about the glitz and glam. If you could shine enough light on something, everybody look at it. Everybody.
oh, that's when it happens. And then you have such a hard time getting pregnant. And then you throw PCOS
But
underneath your
she will
son.
get pregnant
Yes.
on her own.
Like
So
that.
I will force her to freeze her eggs because I don't want her to show up at 42 with her husband to my office. So
Yeah, see, this is what happens with white doctors. They think that black women are gonna get a husband. She said, I don't want her to show up at 42 with a husband. Ma'am, that's your best chance when dealing with a black woman. Kendra G had her eggs frozen for 12 years, or if not more. Ebony Williams had her shit frozen for like 6 years. I mean, these people are sick.
Nobody want to be with these women who act just like, they don't even act like dudes. They think they act like dudes because they've been in an environment where they got to be aggressive. Ain't nobody trying to deal with all of that. And you got a bad box on top of it.
But the
You know,
doctors See, the doctors be thinking that black people are sexual and all that, and thinking that, you know, black people will find each other. No, she ain't finding nobody.
A lot of frogs, but you
Yeah.
try to find your prince, and then maybe in your 30s, and for me, it was
Yeah.
my 40s, you know, that's when it happens. And then you have such a hard time getting pregnant, and then you throw PCOS and
But she
endometriosis
will
on
get
her.
pregnant
Yes.
on her own. So I will force her to freeze her eggs because I don't want her to show up at 42 with her husband
Right.
to my office. So egg freezing for someone like Lori is purely an insurance policy.
Mhm.
She has tons of eggs. She's young. They're great quality. I want to freeze them. But then if she comes to me 3 years from now, 4 years from now, and she's ready to have a baby, once I stop her treatment, I will keep her on her metformin. She will get pregnant. I promise
If
you.
she got tons of eggs, if she has tons of eggs and they're great quality, why is she having problems?
Why she got to freeze?
Exactly. That's a gimmick. See, this is what I'm saying.
Why she got
This is what I'm saying. They trying to keep it pretty. They don't want to admit that they at the bottom of the barrel, like they plenty of eggs. Why she need you then, shorty? If she got plenty of eggs. You know, it's just a game, bro. It's just a
It's safe
game.
to say that many people that she dealt with nutted up in her club. So it ain't on the men.
Bruh, she had Killmonger up in her, my nigga. And his shit didn't fucking activate nothing. So come on.
Wow.
Come on. Let's be real about this, man.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That pussy.
Like, and another thing is every time she left a dude and got with another dude, they made it seem like she was the one. How we know he didn't leave her?
Well, we know now. We know now. We know now. This played a role.
Because he was trying to get married and have kids,
Right.
and she disappeared.
And she couldn't.
And that's why they broke up.
Look like she jetted on him.
Exactly.
And guess what she did? Guess what she did? She took the glory.
Yeah, and now she on that lonely road.
See that? Instead of saying,
look
yo,
how they always run the Becky. They always run the Becky for understanding.
No baby.
They can't never get understanding on their own. They always got to run the Becky for understanding. They can't never get understanding on their own.
You don't like this
Whatever
system
Becky
teaches
say,
you.
they go by.
This system teaches you to look outside of yourself for all the answers, bro. And all the answers are inside of yourself. All you have to do is pull
What
back
black man, you know,
from
going
the
to a
world.
white man for answers. They love going to Becky. Fuck out here. How can I trust you if you go into another race for information? You can't even fathom your own thoughts. You got to go to a whole nother race to get understanding and get your beauty and get your what the fuck? Fuck out of here. I'm about to share this shit. Gladiator's gonna be mad about this shit.
Been suppressed and her hormones of PCOS have been regulated. So that's why these patients, you know, endometriosis causes so much inflammation in the pelvis when you don't treat it, that what happens is when you release that egg, the egg gets released from the ovary, the tubes have to grab that egg.
Hey, Alicia Little here, and I'm excited to announce that the 3rd annual AI and Marketing Summit is here.
And bring it inside the tube. Sperm comes from the vagina up the cervix into the uterus. They meet in the tube, and then the embryo implants into the wall of the uterus. In endometriosis, there's so much inflammation. Sometimes the egg doesn't make it to the tube.
Right.
There's sometimes the tube is blocked because of years of dismissal and years of inflammation. The tubes get scarred. So do you know what I'm saying? When you catch someone early,
Right.
she won't have any of those issues. The problem is I see a lot of women in their 30s. They come to my office. They have no eggs left.
Yeah.
None. I saw a patient today in my office for her 2 weeks post-op. She's had, I think, 1 or 2 surgeries. I just operated on her. Her left ovary I removed. It was destroyed by endometriosis. There was no normal ovarian tissue left. She's 37 years old, chronic pelvic pain, bowel adhesion, scars. I mean, I took a video for her. I'm like, how does someone get to this?
Right.
How does someone get to that, fellas?
They mama.
How do we get to pussy being where the doctors are questioning it?
By realizing, by just living and thinking it ain't no consequences for all the actions you take.
That's like going to get an oil change and your shit is like a slushy. You got like a black slushy. And
Sludge.
And the man is sitting there saying, how did you let it get like this?
Stop.
You know? That's what this is, guys.
It's all on potatoes. Yeah, like people don't realize how many potatoes they feed us as a side. Everywhere you go, you get mashed potatoes, French fries, baked potato. Like that shit bad for you. Put the potatoes down. You know what I mean? Put the rice down.
Dude, it's not okay. This is really not okay. And she cried in my office. I feel validated. I feel like it wasn't in my head. But to find this out in your late 30s,
I'd have to remove your ovary.
But this has to change. It has to change. That's why I'm so grateful when someone like you shows up. You know, I beg you every time you come to. I'm like, please. I'm like, I know you're busy, but you have to come. You have to. We all women have to. We just have to unite
and bust it all open.
We just.
I mean, when I came to Dr. A the first
Y'all
time,
been busting it open. That's the damn problem.
And inflamed. She was like, "There's even if you wanted to be right now, it would be impossible for you."
Yeah, you had an endometriosis.
Even if you wanted to have a baby right now, that would be impossible for you. Impossible. Could you imagine somebody tell you that about, if a woman, could you imagine a woman hearing that about her box?
I'm trying to tell y'all what it is. They trying to make it cool to be prostitutes, man. This shit ain't going nowhere. What men gotta realize, you can't be scared to treat them like prostitutes and talk to them like prostitutes. I'm not saying disrespect them. You did like prostitute. I'm saying like, bitch, okay, how you doing? I done met you. I can honestly see you're about transactions. So what's up? Once men start realizing how to do that and not be all like uncomfortable about, oh, I'm not about to ask her if she paid for pussy. Once niggas get ready, like, what's up, shorty? I got $40, I got $50. Like, what's up? What's up? What you trying to do? And then these bitches gonna realize, like, yo, they really know we hoes. And then it's like, it ain't gonna be shit they can do. But niggas is so scared. That's why I don't understand about tricks. It's like, you want to be a trick, but you scared. You scared to establish that she's a hoe, like, nigga. But you want to trick on the low, like, behind the scenes, and then get mad when she fuck a nigga for free because he has a ball.
All right.
Like, come on,
talk
bro.
About men. Now you talk about men.
Disagreeable. It don't matter if they in public school or private school. I literally went to private school, and it's worse than public school.
Word. Them private school people are freaks.
Private school is where all the people with money go. So it don't even be about the money then. It don't even be about nothing but stature. And the more stature you got,
Hey, King Disagreeable.
It's just different.
King Disagreeable, let me know you there, B. I want to
He need to call up.
Nah.
Shout out Disagreeable.
King Disagreeable.
He hate everybody.
King Disagreeable. That Naga, he saw the face. He saw the face.
Yeah.
Hey, I can run across the street real quick to the store.
He was on earlier dancing in it, bro.
He saw the face, King Disagreeable. He saw the face. He said it looks good. So you can hate all you want, pimp. He saw the face. It looks good. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving, son. Let's go.
Trioma. I mean,
wait.
endometrioma. Women we just have to unite
and bust it all open.
I mean, when I came to Dr. A the first time when she was checking me out, she literally told me my ovaries were so swollen and inflamed. She was like, even if you wanted to have a baby right now, it would be impossible for you.
Yeah. You had an endometrioma.
Mm-hmm.
Endometrioma is endometriosis inside the ovary.
She'll tell you, I was struggling when I came to see her. I think even didn't we have to do an emergency surgery on me like 2 days later? I had like this massive cyst.
She had an endometrioma.
So what is an endometrioma? This is my job on this podcast to make sure that we.
So she had an endometriosis chocolate cyst in her.
Have I taught you about chocolate cyst?
What up? Yo, you got fibro?
HD Live, come up here. You getting quizzed?
Oh no.
What is the chocolate cyst? This is not nice. What is the chocolate cyst?
I don't know. What is it?
So a regular cyst can burst. You know what I'm saying? This one can't.
So it's like a wart.
It has hardened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a wart on the inside of you. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean.
Was this inside the ovary?
She'll tell you, I was struggling when I came to see her. I think even didn't we have to do an emergency surgery on me like 2 days later? I had like this.
Damn, you speaking like that like that's a matter of fact. Emergency surgery on your pussy. Fuck you think you talking to? They try to make it seem like this ain't some serious shit.
Bro, sugar causes inflammation. She said the ovaries was inflamed. And they also said that everybody with endometriosis has insulin resistance problem, which is a problem processing sugar.
Right.
Well, 50 cents?
Massive cyst.
She had an endometrioma.
So what is an endometrioma? This is my job on this podcast to make sure that we.
So she had an endometriosis chocolate cyst in her ovary. We call it chocolate cyst because it has old blood in it, and when you open it, it looks like chocolate, not the chocolate, but that's what she had.
Mm-hmm.
That alone would have destroyed her fertility.
So how did you intervene?
On ultrasound.
Yeah. You saw it when you
That's why it needs to be mandatory. The problem is, by the way, you can't always diagnose endometriosis on ultrasound. But only when you see it in the ovary. If you're a good ultrasonographer, there's zero chance you miss it. And sometimes I see these tiny little endometriomas on ultrasound.
Yeah, she'll show them to me.
Yeah, because where you see smoke, there's fire, and you need to suppress it. So it's not the size of it, it's the presence of it.
So endometriosis, explain what that is and explain the difference in what you just said.
So endometriosis is when cells similar to the lining of the uterus are outside of the uterus or inside the ovaries or in the wall of the uterus. And once a month, when our ovaries are trying to get us pregnant, they secrete a hormone called estrogen. The lining endometrium inside the uterus gets thick and juicy, ready for pregnancy. When we don't get pregnant, this lining comes out. This happens month after month, year after year. 10 to 20%, I think 20% of women on the planet have endometriosis, meaning cells similar to these uterine lining is outside of the uterus. So once a month when the estrogen is coming and these implants are getting stimulated, thinking they're in the uterus, and when we don't get pregnant and the lining breaks down as a form of period, these little cells also break down and bleed, but they bleed outside of the uterus.
And that's what.
So you were supposed to get pregnant. You heard? That was what you could take away. Supposed to get pregnant.
Causes a severe pain.
So when it's inside the ovary, they keep bleeding in the ovary, but there's nowhere to go, right? So it stays in the ovary and it gets bigger, bigger, bigger over time. And it has a very specific look on ultrasound. Like when you see it, you know it's an endometrioma. And when you see that, then you know 1000% your patient has endometriosis. However, sometimes patients have endometriosis and there's nothing on ultrasound. So that's why clinical diagnosis is the most important. Listening to your patient. I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
I've never taken someone to surgery where I put a camera in and I don't see endometriosis. So if you listen, you don't really need a fancy blood test or an ultrasound or any of that. But still, to this day, the gold standard treatment for endometriosis is laparoscopic surgery. You go in, you clean it all out, but you have to remember you have to suppress it. If you operate and let that patient go home, she's going to come back in 6 months to 2 years. Sit in your chair and complain of the same thing.
So before this, when you had painful periods and nobody had told you had endometriosis, or you knew you had, nobody.
I had no idea. They just told me this is normal. This is just how it's supposed to be.
And so you do the pelvic
told you
ultrasound
this
and
is
you
normal.
see
Yeah, and when I
rush
see
right into surgery.
when I
bro.
see an endometrioma in a young girl, I go
Trying
for
to
it.
make it look like they never knew how to
Oh,
take
was
care of
it?
their
Must have been
vagina.
big.
Like,
It was
I just
Yeah,
don't
because
know
it was so
why.
big and I was supposed to be traveling to Paris
Oh,
for
that's
work.
what it is.
And she was like, absolutely, I cannot let you get on the plane if this bursts.
And hers was really big.
Yeah.
Did it hurt before that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like super swollen. I was
Bloated.
irritable. I was breaking out. It was all these things. And I was like, "What is happening to me?" And she was like, "Babe, we need to go to surgery tomorrow. Like, I can't let
Get
you get
it,
on the
but
plane with
where
this."
is it
I love that
coming
you
from?
actually video your
Just
surgery.
the fact
She
is
shows you
just
afterwards.
Always.
It's huge.
Always. Because you know what's going to happen. I mean, I have pathology to prove it, but someone's going to say, well, how do you know she had it? I like go zoom into it. It was
like
all of it. Yeah. Hers was huge.
For somebody that young. So that would have just
Destroyed her ovaries.
Like,
And to add to that, endometriosis patients, generally speaking, have a higher chance of ovarian cancer.
Mhm.
And the two types of ovarian cancer is clear cell and endometrioid ovarian cancer, aggressive ones. Usually they start after menopause. So one thing I do is if I have a patient that I've diagnosed with endometriosis after menopause, I remove their ovaries. Personally, that's mine. That's not, but maybe that's why in 24 years of practice, I've never lost a patient to cancer.
So you have
under
menopause.
my care.
So if you have menopause and you get your ovaries removed, what are your ovaries doing for you?
After menopause, they're not doing anything. So I wait until patients are completely in menopause. The one thing to remember, and I want you to remember, if when you're menopausal, hopefully I'm not practicing.
I'm going to be calling you. Actually, I'm like, can you come back for me, please?
Don't call me when you're menopausal. So patients with endometriosis, I want you to listen to this. These, even if you remove your uterus, you can stop your, suppression and just get pregnant right now.
Yeah.
Every single woman deserves this. And it's not like I did do much with you. Do you know what I'm saying? Education makes a huge difference. Being your own advocate. I feel like when patients understand why you're giving metformin, why diet and exercise is important, why birth control helps, why treating SIBO helps, why.
So I'll try to do like bone broth in the mornings. That just really helps, since like draining your
say egg freezing.
Egg freezing.
Well, Dr. A is non-negotiable.
Egg freezing,
what
ladies.
are some of your non-negotiables?
Egg freezing.
Egg freezing.
Dr. A is non-negotiable.
Egg freezing, ladies.
See that, guys? That's what this is. That's what's happened to the black vagina. Listen.
I was going to say egg freezing.
Egg freezing.
Dr. A is non-negotiable.
Egg freezing, ladies.
That's what's happened to the black vagina. Nobody knows.
And they be wanting a instant. They want to be able to take some type of miracle pill and fix it, and like with no work.
That's what happened.
And
that's disgusting.
Like
ma'am, I thought your pussy was good.
I'm going to say egg freezing.
Egg freezing.
Dr. A is non-negotiable.
Egg freezing, ladies.
I thought your pussy was worth a damn. Fuck you mean, egg freezing ladies? I thought your pussy was the shit. It's impossible for your pussy to be more of the shit than a crackhead who could naturally have a baby. I'm sorry. Your pussy ain't shit. Fuck you mean, egg freezing ladies? You got to spend $20,000 on something that a crackhead could do for free from another crackhead. I mean, how horrible is your pussy? All jokes aside, guys. All jokes aside. Holla at me, man. All jokes aside. How's that better? Go ahead, Pat.
all this lifestyle just caught up with them. Nothing else you can really say. They and the blind allegiance to medical science that's destroying their body, because they don't fix you. All they do is start removing parts.
Dang. Bitch said egg freezing. Huh? Ma'am, that means your pussy ain't shit. Are you kidding me?
And they freezing eggs. First of all, you don't even know if these eggs are healthy. You only living by what the doctor telling you. What's the standard of healthy?
You know, a lot of times them babies come out slow. I mean, yo, hold on. Question that Naga. Say you was, I'm going to say it, man. Say you was the person that you are right now. Would you feel any different about that you that your baby, that you was an egg frozen baby that was birthed somewhere or some wild shit, would you care?
Like, like if I was conceived from a frozen egg.
Yeah, some shit like that. They'd be like, well, you was a
Yeah, I
frozen
wouldn't be
egg.
me.
They was like, huh?
I don't think I would have came out this way.
See, that's why I said you are the same way. You are the same person you are, but they sat you down and they told you, nah, we didn't make love to have you. You was like in the Matrix. We showed you up, and I got a donor, and he wasn't my husband, so he's not your father. This man here is not just sperm donor father, but he was with you since you was a baby. So it's all you know. But you had come from a different thing, and you was birthed by a different mother as well.
Yeah, nah, like I couldn't. I'm sorry, I just can't see that. Like I wouldn't even put myself in them circumstances because
ain't that some weird shit?
Like when you people who grow up with just a single mom and who your dad was or whatever have mental. We have some problems ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So I can only imagine somebody who's going through all of that.
But they don't mind. They don't mind doing. This is the sick shit I be talking about. They so selfish and narcissistic. They don't even give a fuck.
You don't look like nobody in your family, and this is they're gonna sit you down and tell you why.
They want to write their own book, bro. This is them writing their own narrative. You gotta realize, Becky tricked them. Listen, Becky wanted power from Brad just to get respect. Keisha wanted respect. Keisha wanted power to be next to Brad. This is why they don't get it yet. This is why they still running off with this feminism shit, because they didn't realize, like, bitch, you only supposed to act like that to the bullying, to the dudes that don't let you get in, like, once you get in the door, you're supposed to show respect to men, bitch. They took this shit. It was like, nah, feminism mean we hate all men. We gotta get all men. We gotta backstab all men.
Hey, man.
That's not what feminism was. White
I'm
ladies
just
just
saying,
wanted. Yeah.
After a certain point, you can't keep saying that they've been tricked. They keep choosing this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why
I said that.
Yeah, like
they chose it.
They choosing this. Like when you do something and you fail at it and you realize that don't work and we don't do it again, right? But they keep doing it. So.
But they keep doing it, hoping that Brad and Becky look at him like, oh, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. Get another black man. Get another black man.
Yeah, it don't matter the reason. It don't matter what they hoping for. If you keep doing something, bro, if you keep running to the wall, bumping your head, and you just keep doing it with hoping you will run through it, that's on you. Like, that's on you. That ain't on nobody else. You know what I mean? Like, you can only hit me so many times before I'm gonna hit you right back, nigga. And you ain't even, for real, you don't even get a hit. You gonna swing, I'm a duck, and I'm a hit back.
Real shit. I'm just getting sick of these motherfuckers thinking we gotta see. Why should I have to pay? This is why I love Prince and what he talking about. Why should I have to pay for that? You gotta pay me to deal with that. Beat it up, knead it up.
Hold on, man.
You are non-negotiable.
I just try to do a lot of anti-inflammatory things. So I love to get lymphatics. I think those are so good just for like draining your system, draining any excess fluid out of your body. And then I try to do like an anti-inflammatory diet. I got an extensive blood work panel done. So I could see kind of, even though I necessarily don't have any food allergies, but just maybe some food sensitivities or things that maybe can cause swelling in the body. And
oh, she can now. Oh, she can now.
Got
It
that
wasn't
walk. I
about
see you
that.
walk.
Wasn't about that when she got the glory from Michael B. Jordan. That naga.
Michael B knew what it was, bro. He from Jersey. He from North. That nigga wasn't beat. He like, look, bitch, can't even have a kid. Can't have a kid, bitch. My mom ain't fucking with. Listen, his mom probably was on his back, like, nigga, what you fucking with that hoe for?
This stupid
Can't have kids.
bitch let the doctors convince her to talk about her bad pussy. She is stupid.
Nah, I'm glad. No, I'm telling you, she trying to garner sympathy. Now she trying to look for. This is the typical reach back, my dude. Let me get the simps to know I got bad box and see who take care of me. Bro, I'm telling you, this is a reach back. She knows she about to hit the wall, so now she trying to find a husband. So now she about to come out and tell people my box is bad. Who
So
gonna save me?
Let me ask you this. So she went from Michael B. Jordan to the Snowfall and this and that and that. And Michael B. Jordan went on to make movies and stuff. Who went better, her or Michael B. Jordan?
Come here, y'all. What's up with you? You all tall and shit. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm right here. I can't go nowhere. I'm right here. I can't go nowhere. I cross the street. You mind if I come over there? Yes? No? That's what I be talking about, bro. This is what I be talking about, bro. My bad, bro. My bad. Carry on.
Inflammation. So I'll try to do like bone broth in the mornings. That just really helps, especially it's really good for my gut. And then I do really low impact training also. I'm like such an advocate for Pilates.
Me too. After years of just pounding, and now knowing that that's really like
it's not great
kind to yourself.
And that can increase inflammation in your body, and it's really, it can be really taxing. And also, I have never been more lean and toned in my life doing Pilates, and it really works. So that combined with an anti-inflammatory diet, combined with regular lymphatics and massages, and just keeping the inflammation down, I'm good.
But look how she's touching all those core systems and pillars
that you just talked about.
She does the diet, she does the exercise, she's bringing down her inflammation.
So here's the question, HD Live. HD Live. Here's the pop quiz.
Yeah, I'm here.
What percentage of women do you think can follow the same regimen that Lori Harvey is doing nowadays to take care of her pussy? What percentage?
All right, what is she doing again? She doing a keto. What she said she's doing again?
Anti-inflammatory diet combined and toned in my life doing Pilates, and it really works. So that combined with an anti-inflammatory diet, combined with regular lymphatics and massages, and just keeping the inflammation down, I'm good.
But look how she's.
What percentage of women you think can follow that for the sake of their pussy?
Pilates and what? She said Pilates and
well, you don't want to. That's the wrong measure. That's the wrong math on it. The math is not go on girls trip and enjoy themselves and eat anything that they want to eat. Miss out on certain things that other women can do that they can't do. That's the way you measure.
Oh shit, she said that. She ain't say that. She said she
but
about
that's
to
not that. But that's what she means.
Right. Be honest, bro. I be seeing guts every day in these chicks. I be seeing these guts every time I see a chick with a gut. I just think she got like 40 tumors, 40. I just automatically think. So
Harlem is. I mean, all New York, guts everywhere, baby.
Man, I remember I was at this shelter, right? This chick, I swear to God, she looked like she was 6 months pregnant. I said, yo, you about to drop? She said, nah. She said, nah. I said, what? I'm in my head like, why you look so goddamn pregnant? And then I ran into your ass 3 months later. I said, yo, that's why the bitch look like that. Bitch got fried boys.
That shit is horrible, B. Like, I'm not going. This ain't even a weight thing. Let's go. You didn't say the percentage. Let's move on.
All right. I think about. I'm sorry to say, bro, but the obesity rate, 80%, bro. I'm gonna give it 80%.
80% of bitches cannot follow a regimen for the betterment of their pussy.
Bad to say, but then 80% want 20% of the rich niggas. It's like, come on, pick a struggle.
I don't blame them. I blame the men. They don't know what they're getting.
Touching all those core
pillars that
systems
she
and
just
pillars
literally
of
that you
PCOS.
just talked about.
She does the diet. She does the exercise. She's bringing down her inflammation. She's taking care of her gut dysbiosis. She's, I mean, you literally you're taking your metformin. That's why, you look amazing. You feel amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And I've never felt more at home in my body than I do now. I love hearing.
I've never felt more at home in my body than I do now. So all the niggas she was fucking don't matter. Fuck them niggas. Them niggas
That's
was
a nice combination with the pink and blue. Nice combination. Well,
Well, and I think that's why it's so meaningful that you're here and that you're using your platform to help the world and help women, because our platform's getting bigger. This little podcast is the little engine that could, and we're getting out there. But it's just, that's why we're so grateful for you to come here and take time out. And I know you have this crazy, busy, amazing life, but this is important. It's important that we take the shame away from these topics. It's important that we shine a light on these topics. It's important that we talk to each other, because like I said, the system hasn't been working for us in a really long time. If ever. Before you leave, give us what's happening now in Lori's life.
In Lori lands, she is a budding new actress. So that's really exciting.
Well, and I know that you're single, because otherwise it'd be blasted everywhere on earth.
I know.
I read this amazing article where you said, I want to be dating on my own terms now, and at 28, what does that mean for you? Like, what are some, again, I always ask people this, because I have my second husband right now, and I wrote on a piece of paper every single thing that I wanted, and I lit it under a moon, ran around naked, and he came into my life.
Don't do that.
It happened. Do it.
I think definitely just figuring out what your non-negotiables are, for sure. Yeah. When you're in your early 20s, I always say also, before, your frontal lobe fully develops, sometimes you are more willing to compromise on things that you really want, or you kind of will fall in love with the idea or the potential of somebody, and then not realizing that person might not actually ever reach that potential. So
what? How did Michael B. Jordan, how did any of those men not reach their potential? How?
Wow, that's some hating shit.
How?
What she just say? She said Michael B. What?
Didn't reach their potential because to her standards.
See, this is all saving faith. This is all saving faith, buddy. See, she what she want to do is come out with it herself, because she already know Michael B. or one of these dudes might come out and be like, look, the reason why I ain't deal with it because she had bad box. So let me come out and tell y'all I got bad box, and then throw it on them for not taking care of me for having bad box. Come on, bro. This is typical victim shit.
So figuring out what your non-negotiables are, never waver on them. And if also just not being afraid to walk away from something that is not fulfilling you, making you happy, serving you, bringing out the best in you, being able to walk away from that, like, okay, this isn't for me, and let me move on. And not feeling any shame about that. I feel like as women, they try to shame.
But your pussy, what about the fact that your pussy ain't shit, and you said you feel excruciating periods and you're not good to be with for about a week and a half out of every month, and then men that want stuff out of you, you can't give them that because they want babies that's successful. What about all of that stuff?
What flavor? The mocha? With the
into you have to stay with this one person, or no, because what are people going to think? That's what people think. It's your life, and you have to be happy, and you have to be fulfilled with that at the end of the day. So whatever that looks like, go do that.
Ma'am, I only got one question, Lori. Did you think you would be going through this when you was growing up? Even though you knew your pussy was bad when you was a teenager, did you think you would have to go pay $30,000 to freeze your eggs and have a baby? As beautiful as you are and as sweet as your pussy is, did you really think you had? Ma'am, do you know crackheads can have a baby for free? Ma'am, Lori.
And that's why I think egg freezing. Sorry, I don't want to go back to it.
That's why you need to freeze your eggs.
But if you freeze your eggs, then that pressure, you need to get married. So it doesn't matter who shows up when you're 36, just get married because you want to have kids. No, you might find that amazing prince a year from now, a month from now, or 6 years from now. And it's okay to wait.
Yeah, and then there's no pressure.
Ma'am, you having your eggs frozen for 6 years, Lori. You could be donating that to the Black Boys Club, you stupid bitch. Ma'am. Ma'am. Unfucking believable. Your pussy's that bad? That's wild.
It's all about them, bro.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's all about
that
them,
is
bro.
not good for nobody. That's wild. You fucking bitches supposed to be the dominant bitches out here. Fucking white bitches, white bitches telling you to your face your pussy ain't shit, and the way that you can go get a man could take you 6 years from now. And you let that white bitch say that to you instead of saying, I could go get me a man right now. Black men love me. Stupid bitch.
They did it to themselves, bro. I don't got no sympathy for them. You let. First of all, that's why I like showing when you show that. I like big butts when you show that segment, because that's really how it was, bro. White bitches used to idolize these bitches.
Right.
They used to idolize these bitches, bro. They used to secretly sit around like, yo, how the fuck she get all the men? Why she get all the men?
Right.
They used to do that. And look, now they over here
telling you what to do with your badass pussy. Unfucking believable.
A year from now, a month from now, or 6 years from now, and it's okay to wait.
Yeah, and then there's no pressure.
Now there's no pressure.
If you're watching the podcast, I mean, you can hear it in your voice too, but for all of these young girls that can look at you and say, okay, I have this and I have suffered in silence, and there's no shame in my weight gain. There's no shame in my acne. There's no shame. There are solutions. And now that I'm educated, I can end up like this.
No. That's not how this is supposed to go. You're supposed to have men there that can tell you the pain that it is to be with somebody like that, so they could bring it out early and they could be more loving to one another and have somebody to take care of them in their time of need. But that's going to take some return favor, something that they're not built with.
they don't know how to return the favor. That's why the only thing you can't do is you set up transactional agreements. Shit's sad.
So I can't thank you enough. You're really going to change so many lives today by coming on our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me too.
Thank you.
Unbelievable, family. Now that's
talking about thanks.
Work.
She said thanks for having me. So you woke up one day wanting to come talk about this.
No, the doctor begged her.
Wow, pride paid her. Pride paid her too.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I'll come talk about my bad body because you pay me.
Right. Bitch ain't trying to help nobody.
Gotta bring these up, bro.
The number one question is the number one question is, do you wish you did not have that condition? And would you say that women that does not have that condition have better box than you? They could conceive 3 and 4 babies or retain their body, all sorts of fly shit. Would you say that they're better than you? So the way that you look, do you think it really matters if it comes to creating a family? Well, I'm an actor now. I don't really care about having a family. So you saying there's a chance you could freeze your eggs and never convert? If I don't get the right man, so you're a fucking science project. You let these fucking doctors do anything to you. You bitches got some issues, man. For real, B.
there's a lot of shame involved in it that, you know, the weight gain, the acne, the hair on your people until on it. That's how that used. I think you on this, Lori Harvey couldn't come out the other day in Atlanta, Georgia. My hope, and I know your hope is that we're changing that. And then what people until very recently didn't even know what it was. So there was this feeling of that. And then the other part,
they still don't,
but we're working on it. We're working on it. But the other part is this shame that's attached to it. It sort of is what I look at with menopause, how that used to be. There was a lot of shame about going into menopause. It was, you know, we didn't talk about it. And then now there's been this revolution. And I think PCOS, my hope, and I know your hope is that we're changing that and that we're shining a light, and having you on this podcast is such a step in that right.
Goes up. When your inflammation goes up, your insulin resistance gets worse. And endometriosis is assuming more at her. The eggs, as you bring down the inflammation in and
I also, you know, your career is happening in your 20s. You're in our teens and our 20s to not get
to 30,000. Which 25-year-old, 28-year-old, 30-year-old, who can afford this? No one can afford it. When you're young and you have eggs, you can't afford it. When you're old and you can afford it, you don't have eggs.
Well, and I also say, like, we just try our damnedest in our teens and our 20s to not get pregnant.
Exactly.
We try our damnedest in our teens and our 20s to not get pregnant. Exactly, Lori.
And then in our 30s and our 40s, when we're ready, it's like, dear Lord, let this work out for me.
When we're in our 30s and 40s, we're like, dear Lord, let this work out for me. While the man that's thinking your pussy's worth a damn don't know that your pussy ain't shit. So while you having miscarriages and fucked up and slow babies, he's the one that got to deal with that shit. Because you wanted to play around in your 20s.
No one can afford it. When you're young and you have eggs, you can't afford it. When you're old and you can afford it, you don't have eggs.
Well, and I also say, like, we just try our damnedest in our teens and our 20s to not get pregnant.
Exactly.
And then in our 30s and our 40s, when we're ready, it's like, dear Lord, let this work out for me. And you're right. It's sort of, you know, your career is happening in your 20s. You're figuring out how you are. You're testing this guy and this guy and this guy. You're kissing a lot of frogs. Like, you're trying to find your prince. And then maybe in your 30s, and for me, it was my 40s. You know, that's when it happens. And then
that's what you niggas are dealing with.
Look how they, no, bro. What I don't understand is Becky don't know how to take care of their box either. Like, why are they not keeping it real and just stating that this is a crisis? Because I'm in the van with my people. He overheard the live. He said my wife got PCOS. What a god. My motherfucking super. I swear to God, this nigga said it, yo. He's like, yo, you can't really fault them though, cause he overheard Lori saying she ain't gotta tell everybody some shit like that. I think we were talking about. He's like, I mean, you really can't fault them. I mean, they do kind of get it from birth. I said, nigga. So is it hereditary or is it something they can prevent? He said, oh, they can prevent it, but it's hard. I said, man, I ain't even want to go in. You go Spanish dude. I said, how long?
When she was checking.
Okay.
Did she tell you? I said, how long after you met her did she tell you she had PCOS? He said, she told me as soon as we met. I was like, man, get the fuck. I'm like, you lying.
Yo, real bitches will tell a man. Only real bitches.
Y'all stepping sturdy, huh? I like how y'all walking around here, huh? Hell yeah. Like your jean jacket. Little square butt. Nah, you right. I guess it's just, you know. But why she got this? So who you think gonna be? You think she's gonna go for a white dude next?
I don't know.
I don't see her fucking with no black. After this, I don't see her fucking with no black dude, dog. I think she did. I think she did this on some like niggas don't like me because I got a bad box. She gonna play this shit off like I got bad box and now they don't like me because I got a disability. She go
really
playing it. I'm dead ass. I mean, come on. Why would they have, of all women, you have this shit come out? I'm telling you, they try and get ahead.
Come out.
But think about it, bro. Think about it. You just said it yourself. You said the only weapon a nigga got right now is to bring up a bitch bad box. So who better to come out talking about bad box than one of the prettiest black chicks out here?
But
You
men,
get what I'm
men
saying?
don't care.
Right. This is all a PR stunt. Don't hey fellas. Lori Harvey got bad box. So if Lori Harvey got bad box, don't be scared that your girl got bad box. Everybody got bad box. I'm telling you, bro, she's the spokesperson for bad box. Now niggas
a lot
gonna
of
be
them.
comfortable with chicks having bad box because of Lori Harvey.
I
This is what I'm
agree.
trying to get you to understand.
No, I agree with that. They want you to be comfortable with it. I agree with that part.
Out, she literally told me my ovaries were so swollen and inflamed. She was like, "There's even if you wanted to have a baby right now, it would be impossible for you."
Yeah, you had an endometrioma.
Mm-hmm.
Endometriosis inside later.
You have to make sure
Because it has. That's why it needs in the ovary. If you're
Yeah, she'll show them to me.
Yeah, because where you see similar to endometrioma, similar to the is coming, breaks down, so it stays in 1,000% have endometriosis. You same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So before this, when you had
Oh,
you had
yeah,
painful
you
hairs
like
and
that,
nobody
oh?
had told you you had endometriosis, or you knew you had
I
nobody.
had no idea. They just told me this is normal. This is just how it's supposed to be.
And so you do the pelvic ultrasound, and do you see it right away?
Yeah, and when I see
her into surgery,
not rush, but when I see an endometriosis,
Absolutely, I cannot let you get on a plane at this burst.
and hers was really big.
Yeah.
did it hurt before that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like super swollen. I was
Bloated.
irritable. I was breaking out. It was all these things, and I was like, "What is happening to me?" And she was like, "Babe, we need to go into surgery tomorrow. Like, I can't let you get on a plane with this."
I love that you actually video your surgeries because
Always.
because she shows you afterwards.
Mhm.
Look at this.
Always.
It was huge.
Always. Because you know what's going to happen. I mean, I have pathology to prove it. All ovaries and ovarian cancer. But so I will. You're menopausal. Then if you remove your hormone, replace estrogen, unopposed adenomyosis, unopposed variants,
Have you been wanting to make extra income? Well, I need you at my free beginner investing class. My name is.
they still have a small chance of these ovaries turning. You understand whether they're estrogen. But when you with a lot of these after menopause, if uterus is for menopause. Yeah,
so many words, Dr. A just needs to go do a seminar with every doctor
Can I
in the
tell
world
you-
and just educate them so they can be
Yeah.
educating us.
Can I tell you what my dream is? I'm going to say it until it happens because I'm going to do it. You know what? If you understand it, then you become your own advocate and your compliance with medication goes up.
Mhm.
If I had thrown metformin at you with
Yeah.
PCOS, got a lot of eggs.
She said, well, she said you say that PCOS patients have a lot of eggs, but is the quality great?
Yes.
She's got endometriosis. So
Yes, but her endometriosis has been suppressed since I met her.
Mhm.
So
And
when
how
you
do you-
suppress endometriosis, you can basically instead of so you don't.
That for sure within the next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
You know what?
She still yells at me, so I need to
Yes.
freeze my eggs soon. I'm going to do that for sure within the next year. I'm going to do that.
You know what hurts me is egg freezing is so expensive.
Mhm.
When you're 15,000 to 30,000, when you're young,
so say like we just try our damnedest and our team,
Freeze your eggs, ladies.
and then you throw
I want her to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Lori Harvey's a fuck toy. You understand? She's a fuck toy. You understand? She's a fuck toy. Bitch can't have no babies. You heard?
When she was checking me out, she literally told me my ovaries were so swollen and inflamed. She was like, "There's even if you wanted to have a baby right now, it would be impossible for you."
Yeah, you had an endometrioma.
Mm-hmm.
You heard? Bitch can't have no baby. Bitch ain't shit.
you knew you had
I
nobody.
had no idea. They
Look,
just told me
look.
this is normal. This is
Isn't that
just how it's supposed to
crazy,
be.
And so you
Imagine you have PCOS aided with leaky gut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of women are affected by endometriosis. Imagine you have PCOS and half of these patients have endometriosis, and endometriosis is associated with leaky gut.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because endometriosis implants cause a lot of inflammation in the pelvis. What did we talk about inflammation? Inflammation affects your gut. You get SIBO. Then your systemic inflammation takes over. Then you become more insulin resistant.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start, do you know what I'm saying? So it's just
this
it's just
cycle.
vicious
Yeah.
cycle. That's
and
why
it causes infertility. The leading cause of infertility are
PCOS and endometriosis.
And you've always said that.
Leading cause of infertility, PCOS, endometriosis.
Take a picture. You let you go, brother. That's yours.
Now you niggas can understand. Lori Harvey, they saying this with Lori Harvey sitting right there. So at this point, white women are telling Lori Harvey to her face, her pussy ain't shit.
Causes infertility. The leading cause of infertility are PCOS
and endometriosis.
And you've always said that you have a ton of eggs, but the quality's bad.
With PCOS, you have tons of eggs.
But endometriosis kills
Hey, yo, put
the egg
on
count and quality. That's why you can't just look at
this also sets women back, like you just said. Listen, bro, you gotta realize, bro, it's a cultural tug of war going on right now. You get what I'm saying? It's a racial tug of war going on right now. So what better way for women to feel like they better than the black women by coming out talking about they bad box now? Now all of a sudden, this is why I'm saying, why would you go on the fucking stage with a white woman talking about your bad box? Like, you was better off just being in the hyena den with a bunch of hyenas. You was better off just being amongst a bunch of black women. You go on the show with a white woman, with two white women, they laughing at you.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you because she should be somewhere with black men, telling black men don't get trapped up in the infertility wave of bitches with bad pussy. She should be with black men, but they never gonna help black men. You understand?
That's what I'm saying.
And endometriosis.
And you've always said that you have a ton of eggs, but the quality's bad.
With PCOS, you have tons of eggs.
But endometriosis kills
the egg count and quality. That's why you can't just look at someone and say you're fine. Check the egg count. Or at least
you checked your egg.
Oh, she's got a lot of eggs.
She's a lot. Well, you say that PCOS patients have a lot of eggs, but is the quality great?
Yes.
Is the quality great? Talking bad right in front of fucking Lori Harvey, you stupid bitch.
Wow.
You stupid bitch.
And then she don't even peep the shit. She should have been like,
bitch.
Yeah, I know my quality good. I got quality.
Let these bitches say that to you.
You say that PCOS patients have a lot of eggs, but is the quality great?
Yes.
She's got endometriosis. So
yes, but her endometriosis has been suppressed since I met her. So
And
when you suppress endometriosis, you can basically
like a slave.
She's speaking up for Lori. She's speaking up for Lori's pussy. Let's go.
Yeah, she like her handler.
So when yes, but her endometriosis has been suppressed since I met her. So when you suppress endometriosis, you can basically, instead of destroying the eggs, as you bring down the inflammation around the ovaries, you calm down that inflammation.
Right. I agree with you. Talk about her like she's a fucking right. Experiment. I agree with you.
Experiment. She talking like she's an experiment.
I agree with you. Talking about this bitch pussy like it's an experiment that they working on when the black person's supposed to be the dominant species. This is what women let themselves get ruined. They talking about this bitch like an experiment. And we talk about Prince, experiment of what, Prince? Her pussy.
This shit is crazy. Hit a missile on these motherfuckers. Throw a missile on these niggas.
Yes.
And do you see how she's sitting there like a good old Negro?
Destroying the eggs as you bring down the inflammation around the ovaries, calm down that inflammation so you don't get this decline in the egg count and quality. That's why at her age, she's 28, she has tons of eggs and they're amazing quality. Now,
but she still yells at me, so I need to freeze my eggs soon. I'm going to do that for sure within the next year. I'm going to do that.
You know what hurts me is
like she's her mom. So the white woman is your mom.
Damn.
So the white woman is you already got a mom who's alive, but you talking to this white woman who we don't even know, like she's your mom. So she your second mom.
Damn.
I tell you, bro, they always looking for Brad and Becky's motherfucking opinions, yo.
Damn.
Shit is sick, bro. Shit is sick. And you know why? Because Brad and Becky told him, hey, as long as you stab black men in the back, we got you. We got a good old place for you up in the sky. Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
That's fucked up.
Becky ain't think Keisha's gonna take a real addictive liking the brat, then that's when she like, oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. I didn't tell you can like Brad. I told you you can help me get Brad. I didn't tell you can like Brad, bitch. Now you see Becky. Okay, I'm gonna fuck the black man then, bitch. You wanna fuck Brad? Okay. I'm gonna go hop on some soul pole. And that's what you see going on, bro. It's just a whole game. It's just a whole game.
Dang. Don't sound too good, Pamper. You know? Don't sound, how they say, does not sound ideal. I feel bad for the bitches, though. Been sitting up there like a damn science project. It's embarrassing what they have let us, let themselves be reduced to. I mean, we know what it is already as players. You know? It is what it is. We know what it is. You're an object in a toy. Can't fool us anymore. You have had your days of fooling the players. We are done with that. So the more this information gets out, a lot of players don't understand the impact of Lori Harvey's interview like we do, guys. But we understand it quite well. And we see that this bitch sitting up in there, they talk about this bitch like a damn science project player. She got to sit there because they know her pussy ain't shit. And she wants it fixed. So she got to sit her ass there. Matter of fact, they might have said, we'll fix your pussy for free if you come on the live stream. They might have gave her that deal. You understand?
Man, bruh, like Disagreeable just said. Disagreeable just said, her mom was a jump off. Her mom used to fuck with kingpins, drug dealers. She even cheated on her man that was a drug dealer with his cousin. Like, she's from a long list of that culture, dog.
Damn. You serious?
Yeah, her mom was, bruh. And she did Steve Harvey before she fucked with the nigga. Like, when she first met the nigga back in 2000, he said the bitch curved him, but then found out he's about to get on. I think after the show blew up, the Steve Harvey show.
Right, because he was married to somebody else, right?
Right. And then after that blew up, that's when she started fucking with this nigga. So come on, my nigga. Like, this bitch been taught how to be a thought, but you ain't been taught how to carry your box. Listen, I know plenty prostitutes. I met plenty prostitutes, my nigga. One thing they pride themselves on is knowing that they pussy is clean. My pussy clean. I got my pussy. I check my pussy every other month. Like, so I don't want to hear all this shit. You ain't know. You ain't see. You ain't know how it came about. Like, bitch, y'all go to the gyno colleges every other fucking 6 months. Like, stop playing, bitch. You been knew that you box me fucked up.
Dang.
Yo, he picked up all the bags. I just need you to sweep around that real quick for me, all right?
All right, bet.
He took care of all the bag stuff plus. I just need a little bit of litter. We're going to clean that up.
All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's basically what this shit is about, bro. Like,
all right. So we did good. I got another story for y'all for later. Because I got to go out. I got to get a tie. I got to get a red tie. And I got to get the white gloves. So I got to get a red tie and some white church gloves. And then we all in there. So I need to go out and get that done. I would say before 2 o'clock. Get that done before 2. And get to that. So I want to get out of here and I'll come back later. I got this other story I told y'all. Let me show y'all a preview. I wanted to get this story. I ain't see nobody talking about it. This one right here.
Of our families, our communities, and this country. Nearly 70% of Black women are the primary breadwinners in their households, providing for children.
Yeah, we want to get to that. This gonna be the shit. Black bitches coming out talking about how they make all this money. But brothers get, like I say, they such an Old Testament type of dudes. You know, this is supposed to let brothers know they using you for your money. They showing you they get this bread. You hear me?
Parents and elders. When we lose work, it reverberates far beyond our own families. Economists estimate the fact that just 2% of Black women being fired this year has cost our economy $37 billion in GDP spending. This is not just a crisis for Black women. This is a glaring red flag for the entire economy. It is a bellwether of what is to come if we continue down this path. And it is damning evidence of Donald Trump's fiscally irresponsible and chaotic economic policies. His mass firings have gutted agencies where Black women make up much of the workforce.
His mass firings are where Black women make up much of the workforce. We're going to get into that later, all right? Because nobody seems to be talking about this video. Unless y'all seen it. I haven't seen it. This that work right here. Like, over here, we show you gladiators in their real form. Not this triumphant shit that you niggas are accustomed to. You niggas are accustomed to this triumphant pussy. No, no, no. We whoop pussy. So I'll be back later, man. Bitches getting paid for nothing, messing up the government on a basic level. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna talk about it, man. Hey, I've been seeing your man doing some live streams. I ain't watching none of them. But I've been seeing your man back. I ain't watching. I don't know. They put this shit on my algo. I gotta see if I'm subscribed to that bullshit. I'll come back later though, man.